Hey there, good morning and welcome to the JeepSolid garage. So today we're going to be replacing the fuel pump on my 1994 Jeep Wrangler YJ. It had been running rough for a little while. I finally figured out it had a fuel leak back at the tank, had to drop the tank down, so we thought this is a good time to replace the fuel pump. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do nice edited videos on Fridays at noon, and then every Wednesday at 9 a.m. a live stream. Gives me a good chance to connect with you guys, so let's get started on this fuel pump replacement. And here I have my new fuel pump from Amazon, and this fits Jeep Wrangler YJ with a 20-gallon tank. I will be sure to include a link to this in the description below. Let's look at the parts here real quick. So here we have our pump and obviously our pickup here, our little filter going up to our supply line. Comes up here, and this is the larger of the two tubes up top. This is actually the return line. You can see it's a little smaller in diameter. And the return line comes right down here to that spot. We've got our wire loom here, plugs right in, and our float. Also, you have to use a new gasket with your new fuel pump. This is not included with the fuel pump, so you have to order this separate. Like I said, I will include both of these in the description below. Now, I do have a video on removing the fuel tank, so if you need help with that, how to drop your tank down, be sure to check that video out. And I have already replaced my two fuel lines. Let me show you those real quick. So this was the source of my problem, these two fuel lines here. One of them was cracked and leaking fuel, so I replaced them. It was a fairly easy process. I actually filmed it in one of my Wednesday live streams, and it was just a matter of feeding the proper size tubing up here to the hard lines and securing them with the hose clamps. So you can check that out if you like. Boy, that's a nice looking Jeep over there. And we can take our old pump out here. And yeah, we're using hand tools on all this. You don't want to use electric wrenches and sockets, drivers and stuff, because you are working around fuel. And I should also mention that I did clean this all up. Took an air compressor, blew this all off. You don't want any debris falling down into your tank when we remove the pump. There we go, old pump is out, and when you remove your old pump, be sure that all the little pieces are there, that parts of your filter or float or something aren't lost down in your tank. We're actually going to look down in the tank, make sure there's not debris out in there that needs to be cleaned out. Got our gasket on the bottom here, and this obviously is starting to break down as well. Be sure you get your new gasket oriented correctly, front top. And let's drop our new pump in. And we're gonna snug it down, just kind of alternating sides like we like to. Snug it down nice and even. All right, it's coming together nicely. Get our hose clamps back on here. I actually might end up cutting these a little shorter. They might be a little long. So let's see if we can wrestle it back into place here. Then we'll hook up all of our lines, our vents, and electrical. But we gotta get it started first. Now my new fuel hose here is a bit long. I'm gonna trim about 6 inches off of these guys. Front guy here. And here's my tip of the day. Get your tank straps on before you put the tank and skid plate under here. I've been wrestling with this for 10 minutes now. Should have done this earlier, but we got it. And after wrestling with it for about 20 minutes, using the blocks of wood to kind of hold it up when I needed, Definitely comes out easier than it goes back in. And I had to come up under this way on the front side to do my last little bit of hookups. Got the vent tube there, our fuel lines, our other vent tube, and double checked our electrical up there. So it all looks good from this side now. We've got 3 bolts on the back side here. Or actually, this is towards the front of the vehicle. And we've got these 6 bolts, well, 4 bolts and 2 strap bolts on the back side here. Get these guys tightened up. And we'll get the fill hose hooked back up here. Alrighty, that was a bit of a battle, but I think we've got everything back in place, so what do you say we throw a little fuel in it and test it out? Alright, now because I have air in the line, right, air in the fuel line, it might take a bit. Let's cycle the key a few times, kind of prime the pump. It's out of gear, let's give it a try. Hey, it runs! It actually runs pretty smooth. Well, that's cool. New fuel pump, new fuel lines. Seems to be running pretty good right now, so thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out my next video right up here. And if you need help dropping the tank, like I said, check out the video where I filmed that, because I think that'll really help you out. Thank you guys for watching and have a good day. Missed.